Hi, welcome to the channel. This is Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. My name is Lisa, and I have jumped on very quickly because some news is happening in the drama world that I actually follow, and I've wanted to do some reactions for a long time, but it didn't feel right up until now. And I don't know whether you follow Amberlynn Reid, but she is a very large plus size YouTuber. She's somewhere over £500 now. And her journey is all about weight loss, her struggle with overeating and binging, and lots of things like that. So me and Rufus have followed her for quite a while, just because, you know, we can share some similarities in the way that we've had food problems in the past. Well, literally an hour ago, Amberlynn put up a video saying that her and her quite long-term partner, I think they've been together for 2 years, Feline, have broken up. And my immediate response, as well as feeling really bad for her, was, I want to pull some cards. And I've never had that reaction with anybody else, any other YouTube drama or anything like that. There's never been a moment where I'm like, oh, I just really want to pull some cards and see what the cards say, until now. So that's literally what this video is all about. So if you know Amberlynn Reid, if you know her story, then please stay tuned. I'm going to delve into the cards in my own unique style to try and find out what's going on from the Akashic Records side of things. If you don't know Amberlynn's story, feel free to watch anyway, but also I won't hold it against you if you just skip past. This is more than just the usual YouTube drama, because obviously right at the center of this is a couple that have split up, and somebody who on camera at least was absolutely devastated and heartbroken. And I, for one, have been there in the past. And so, yeah, that's what this video is going to be. So if that interests you, stay tuned. Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me, and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. So then let's have a look. Let's go to Card Cam. The deck I'm going to use, by the way, is the 5th Spirit Tarot. This is a very inclusive, one of the most inclusive tarot decks I've ever found. It's less than 6 months old. It is LGBTQIA plus inclusive. It has people of lots of different races, body types, abilities, and I love it. I think it's a really wonderful deck, and it's also incredibly intuitive with me. So then I'm going to go ahead. We're going to swap cameras to the Card Cam. There we go. So that's the Card Cam. That's the area that I normally read in. Apologies once again for the state of my nails. I was not expecting to be filming anything tonight, hence the reason they're looking so bad. Normally I would at least kind of take the varnish off or something, but there just wasn't time. I want to get this up while it's still relevant. So then we're going to do what I normally do. I'm going to cleanse the area with the vibrations. And I'm going to ask the dragons, which is the elemental energies that I work with. We're going to go dragons. So Amberlynn Reid, our girl Amberlynn Reid, has just broken up with Feline, her partner. So what we'd like, dragons, is we would like to know basically a little bit about what happened. In the video, Amberlynn said that it was a mutual breakup, and we want to know, was there anybody else involved, and what's next? So a couple of questions. And the reason I'm asking was anyone else involved is because I remember when Amberlynn and Feline first got together, Feline was in a polyamorous relationship, and she wanted to maintain that polyamorous relationship. And Amberlynn wasn't into that. She didn't want that. So my immediate response, as soon as Amberlynn's video dropped and as soon as I saw it, I was thinking, oh, is this something to do with that? So we're going to ask the cards. So then, dragons, is there anyone else involved in Amberlynn and Feline's relationship breakdown? And what is next? And then finally, I will ask a sort of healing question towards the end. Okay, so then let's see what's happening. I'll do one more round of shuffles. Now, a round of shuffles for me is 4. There we go. Instantly, look at that. Instantly, a card has dropped. And I think that answers my question. Look at that. The 3 of Wands reversed. So the 3 is literally, I think there was somebody else. I think there was either somebody at the 4th of July event when they actually broke up, or there's been somebody else, or there's somebody that is wanted to for that to be a part of it, because the three is literally, for me, the threes are about the two as a couple coming together, or a partnership in business, and three is extending that. So if it's a romantic couple, three is maybe having children, or including, you know, bringing pets and having, you know, that long-term commitment where you're getting a dog together or whatever it is. And this is reversed, which is instantly telling me that there is an element here of discomfort and something that isn't wanted. So this Three of Wands absolutely seems to suggest that there was somebody else involved. Wands is also the fire suit of the deck. So for me, Wands is all about confidence, security, and all of that. So it's that sort of thing, but it is a fire symbol. So I do think that there is some fire to that. Do you know what I mean? I think there is some sparks going on because of this three that was causing some trouble. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards. So let's look in general. So what do we want to know? What was it mutual? So I'm going to pull 3 cards for was it mutual. Oh no, wow, I don't think it was. I don't think it was. So we've got the 10 of Wands. For me, it's quite interesting that this bonfire image comes up with this card. So the 10 of Wands, the 9s for me are kind of like that suit is almost finished, but the 10s, that's almost like overflow. So for confidence, it's almost like there was a certain amount of arrogance coming in. So maybe somebody thought that they could get away with doing things that the other person didn't want. You know, maybe if this 3 is correct, then maybe Feline may have wanted to engage in that polyamorous lifestyle, and that was literally what broke the relationship. The reason I'm saying that is we've also got the World reversed, and the World for me is about finishing a journey. And it's like, reading between the lines of what Amberlynn said in her video, and in recent videos, she's talked very much about the long term with her and Feline. And this is like the cards that's been, the rug's been pulled out from under you. So when we're saying, you know, was it mutual? I think the decision to end it was mutual, but I think the reason for ending it probably wasn't. It was a bit more one-sided, because obviously we're looking very much through the connection with Amberlynn Reid, because Feline, her partner's never been on camera. And we've also got the High Priestess reversed. Now, the High Priestess for me is a card that talks about spirituality. It talks a lot about being kind of quite high up in that pecking order, because the High Priestess is, you know, the religious, as far as you can go in the tarot deck. There's the Hierophant and the High Priestess. They're kind of quite up there with that religious element. But also she's talking here, look, we've got the liminality, the between the two posts. We've got this person who has got this locked away. So there is something here that is kind of being held secret. Oh, and by the way, we've got this bowl here full of water. Anytime you see water in the tarot deck, it's the elemental symbol for water, which basically is talking about emotions. So I think the fact that this is reversed, yes, there was something being kept secret maybe, and then this water is the emotions. So that in itself is telling me that I think with this 3 overall, I think either something's been revealed and that's broken the relationship, or as if this was already happening, or the desire for a polyamorous sort of situation has come in, and that's what's broken it. It really does feel like that. Right then, I'm going to pull another 3 cards from this deck, and then I've got another deck to look at as well. So then we are going to ask the question, was there anyone else involved? Very specifically, was there a third person? I know this card is telling us that there probably was. So we want 3 cards. Oh, sacrifice card, the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So again, a gamble was happening, a very risky situation. So sacrifice and patience, a risky situation, and temperance. Wow, these are major arcana cards coming up. This is not the minor cards. I always call the major cards, I call them the sort of shouty cards. They're the headlines of the suit, of the tarot deck. And so the fact that we've got 5 major arcana cards out of 6, well, arguably out of 7 with this one, is phenomenal. So this is really, really important. This is really what's happening. This temperance, so temperance would normally mean patience, finding a middle way, negotiating. It's normally seen as quite a nice, one of the fluffier cards, if you like. But temperance is also a really interesting card because you temper steel by heating it and cooling it with the fire and the ice. So you put it through almost to the point of breaking for it to get tougher and for it to get stronger. But again, this is reversed. So instantly, when I'm asking the question, was somebody else involved? I think there absolutely was. And I think this risky behavior here is kind of summing it up, because the Wheel of Fortune, if we look at it the right way up, the Wheel of Fortune is a card all about risk. It's that idea of the casino, like the house never loses. So even in this card, look, you can see this person is blindfolded. So they've got the elements here. You can see the elemental symbols, and it is that element, it is that sort of energy of spin the wheel and take whatever happens. But this is fascinating that this has come up upside down. So was Feline risking it all? Was she maybe seeing somebody else and it wasn't revealed? The Hanged one is also an interesting card because it's normally talking about sacrifice and putting your own desires to one side and waiting. So maybe there was an element of somebody waiting the longest time to involve this third person, or maybe it was known about and kind of, you know, not mentioned, if that makes sense. You know, just sort of, because if this is about Amberlynn, then this sacrifice could say that maybe she had an idea but didn't want to confront it. Maybe she knew but didn't want to confront it, and then something has happened recently at the 4th of July event that she talked about in her video, and that risk has come to nothing, if you like. And this temperance, I think it was just like the straw on the camel's back, the last straw. I don't think it was something that was an absolute shock. I think the ending is a shock. I mean, it's also interesting that when we're talking about the 4th of July and fireworks, you know, quite often you have bonfires and things into the evening. So it could have been, you know, this could literally be talking about that. Right, I'm going to shuffle them again, and I'm going to pull, in fact, I'm not going to shuffle them again. I'm going to use the other deck that I've got, which is the Light Seers Tarot deck. I grabbed this one out of the pile as well, because again, this is another deck that is a modern deck. It's very interesting. It's got lots of bright colors, and it's also very intuitive for me. So then I'm going to ask the dragons again, what is next for Amberlynn Reid? Because she was due to have WLS, weight loss surgery. She was due to, you know, she was on this long journey that we've been following her. And then all of a sudden that stopped. And then just as that's ended, she's now no longer in a relationship. So she's going through it, is our Amberlynn at the moment, isn't she? Right. So again, the Ace of Swords has fallen along with the Knight of Swords. Right. Okay. So this is our clarifying card for, you know, what's going to happen. So the Knight of Swords is rebellious teenage energy for me. The Knight, if you've never seen a tarot reading before or never really looked at the cards, the standard tarot deck has 4 suits, the same as a normal deck of playing cards, but where a normal deck of playing cards goes ace to 10, jack, queen, king, the tarot deck goes ace to 10, page, knight, queen, king. So there's an extra 4 cards. And the way that I interpret that, pages for me is very young, very naive, very innocent energy. But the Knight is that teenage energy. And this is really interesting in terms of this reading, because the Knight is talking about, this is the sort of person that doesn't think about the consequences. And even if you sit them down and explain the consequences of their actions, they're going to go ahead and do it anyway. So there's a certain element here, like the knights of old. I mean, this steed is actually not a horse. Look, it's a motorbike, but it's that element of jumping on and, you know, raring to go, jumping straight on and gather the horses, let's go. It's that sort of element of we're here, let's ride. And we've also then got the Ace of Swords coming up as a clarifier. Now, swords is both about ideas and thoughts, because again, as I said here, it's the element of trouble and strife for me. So it's not just thoughts, it's kind of all of the challenges that come with those thoughts. And the ace is a new beginning or a new start. So I think something was revealed at the 4th of July that was going to change this situation. And I think that is where this ace comes in. The knight is possibly unwanted behavior or selfish, almost sort of like rebellious behavior. And then the ace comes in because obviously, as we know, there is this now, this new start, this unwanted, almost this challenging new start in Amberlynn's life. So then we literally asked, where do we go? You know, where do we go from here? What happens next? So let's have a look at what the cards have to say. So we've got the Justice card reversed. So there's an injustice involved. There is somebody feels, and I think again, because I follow Amberlynn and we've never seen Feline. For me, this reading is very much for Amberlynn. There's an injustice involved here. So it wasn't fair. I know she says that about this being mutual, but this isn't fair. I mean, you can see the Justice card. Hang on, let me just pop that one back on there. You can see it's double-sided. We've got this person with their eyes closed and this person with their eyes open, but is in the dark, in the shadows. So this again is that element of justice is blind, but injustice, when the card is reversed, there could be something going on where again I think there's a lot of hurt, and I think there's more to come out about this story. And oh, my heart literally is breaking for her. It really is. It's this tells me a lot, you know, about this relationship breakup. It really says that this wasn't mutual, and that Amberlynn's going to take a long time to heal from this, because I think it's blindsided her. And this Justice card is really important, because it's really, again, it's another major arcana, but it's saying that this wasn't fair, this wasn't right, what's happened shouldn't have. And I think this is something that's going to take a long time to heal from. Right, we've also got the 8 of Pentacles. So the 8 of Pentacles, for me, Pentacles is about work, career, finances, but largely it can be about burning the candle at both ends. So we've literally got candles here, we've got a bowl of water, so to represent the emotions, we've got a feather here for the air suit, we've got paper which represents the pentacles themselves, and we've got the pentacles there. So this is really representing all of the elements, but it's this person that is working, really working hard. Now, I don't know whether this is about Amberlynn's YouTube channel. Maybe she goes back into the YouTube and really concentrates on popping out videos and kind of changing where she's gone, because she used to do a lot more live, she used to do a lot more varied videos, and recently she's been doing a lot less and a lot less content. And then we've also got the 10 of Swords. So again, more sword cards. This is that feeling of a massive challenge coming up that is going to feel overwhelming, because as I said, the 9 for me is kind of like the peak, and then the 10 is the cup is now overflowing. There is so much happening that this is going to overflow. So dragons, we want to know a little bit more clarity, please, on what's going to happen next. It feels like we're going to get probably more about Amberlynn's side of things, but it's going to take a little while. But I do feel like there's going to be a whole documenting of kind of the journey of recovery, if you like, from the relationship. We've also got the 8 of Wands. Of course we have. So for me, the 8 of Wands is all about you basically, Wands is the, as I said, the suit that's all about confidence and how you see yourself. The 8 for me is about picking up all of these wands that represent different parts of your life, throwing them out the window, and then running down the stairs and picking up the ones that you want to move forward. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like you scatter everything and let the fates decide, and then you move some of these parts of your life forward, and some of them you let go. And the fact that this is coming up with this, I think, and it's because it's reversed, I think it's going to be a massive journey, a massive amount of change that's going to be happening here for Amberlynn Reid in the mid to longer term. But starting with this event, this breakup is really going to alter the sort of the longer term kind of way that we see Amberlynn. And certainly I think it's going to have a massive effect on her life moving forward, not just because of the lack of a relationship, but some hard decisions that have to be made are going to be made in the wake of this relationship falling apart. We've also got the Five of Pentacles, and again this is reversed. So again, if I hold it up, quite often this card depicts people left outside of a church, but you can see here that the door is locked, and we've got this person that is forlorn, a bit raggedy, a bit down on their luck, but there is a key. And these pentacles here, they're kind of representing a way forward, and there is a key. So there is a way forward, and there is a future. It's just going to be difficult to see it and to understand it from where you are now, and especially because this was reversed, so it's even more. I really feel for Amberlynn with these cards, because this really feels like it's come completely out of the blue. I think she was absolutely blindsided by this, and probably she had to make the video because other things were going to come out. That's absolutely what I'm getting. And then finally for this, we've got the Nine of Wands, rebuilding. So there is a lot that's going to happen here. Interesting with these wand cards coming up in the sort of the bookend position. This nine is about rebuilding, building back your fences, building your defenses, building your security. But also look at this person's face. Look at the wonderful expression of defiance. This is a defiant person. The torch is lit. The flames are here. The spark is there. So I think she's going to get through it, and I think she will document the story. But I think it's going to be a long journey for Amberlynn, for our girl. I think she's got a lot to deal with moving forward. So dragons, I want one more card. What advice? No, okay, well, I'll do 3 cards. Dragons, 3 cards for advice for Amberlynn Reid. Okay, some advice. If she was sitting across from me right now, across the table, and she asked for some advice on how to move forward from this breakup, what would we say? Okay, and I'm going to cut the cards again, dragons, just so that we know we've got a fresh position. Ooh, a low drop there. Right then, so the advice. The Knight of Wands, get back in touch, kind of get back on the horse, not necessarily with dating, but find your spark, find the thing that brings you joy. Beat your drum, move to the beat of your own drum. She talks in the video about having to move in by herself and move and live on her own. And I think this is going to be a difficult journey, but it will enable her to find that spark, find out who she is. She talked in a recent video about not knowing who she is. And I think this is something that is going to bring her back to her core, right back to her center, if you like, and she can find out what brings her joy again, what sparks that joy, and again beating that drum. I think that's really important. We've also then got the Three of Pentacles reversed, so this is talking about maybe not working with other people for now, maybe not maybe avoiding kind of those situations, maybe not doing collabs and things, and maybe taking some time for herself. So again, the 3 is about bringing in more people. This is the work connection. So this is saying really kind of just avoid live streams and jumping on your ex-girlfriend's stream and all of that stuff and getting involved. Kind of avoid that for now. Really keep your own counsel, I guess, is what this is saying. And in terms of work, like, just concentrate on your own work. Don't be involved with what other people are doing, which probably means, like, don't watch a video that, like, some weird tarot reader on the internet making a video about you. But it is talking about maybe this is the time to really focus in on yourself again and not other people around you, especially where work's concerned. I really feel with these cards that there's going to be like a change in her content somehow. And then we've got the Moon. Okay, so the Moon is about intuition. The Moon is about, again, similar to this, getting in touch, listening to your inner self, listening to that inner spiritual voice, your authentic self, and going with it. You can see the emotions because we've got the water. Of course, we know the Moon controls the tides and it controls the flow of the water. But also, interestingly, do you remember the it's not on this one, was it? It was in the other one. Do you remember where we had the Queen? and we had the two pillars, the black and the white pillars. Well, this symbology has come up again on this card. So yes, we've got a lovely mermaid here going about their business, but it's all about, this for me is all about doing what is right for Amberlynn Reid, not for anybody else, not even for the YouTube gods and the algorithm. It's do what is right for Amberlynn. Go on that journey of discovery, find out who you are, find out what makes you tick, find your spark again. Don't worry about working with, you know, collabs and management and all of that. Just go back to what you want to do on the internet. Go back to what makes you smile in life, and listen to your intuition with this. Absolutely listen to your intuition and follow the internal voice, follow your own authentic voice. And I honestly feel, I know I said don't worry about YouTube collabs, but I do feel there is going to be a new series or a new direction for Amberlynn's channel, which will delve into her search for Amberlynn, if that makes sense. Right, let me just swap over and I'll sum this reading up. So yeah, overall, I think the cards are saying that there's going to be a lot more to come out about this breakup. Obviously, we don't know anything apart from what Amberlynn said in a 10-minute video. But the cards are telling me that this polyamorous element was absolutely fundamental to this. Whether that's been happening for a long term during the relationship or whether this is something that was really, really new, I don't know whether we're ever going to discover, but that is what the cards are screaming at me, and that was a line in the sand that Amberlynn couldn't and wouldn't cross. And to be honest with you, like I completely support anybody's relationship style, however that makes you happy, but everybody's got to agree. So if you're, you know, if there's 3 or more people in a polyamorous relationship and they're all happy with how that works, fantastic. You go for it. You live your life. We're here for a very short time in life. So you go and live your life and be happy. If one of those people in that relationship isn't happy, then maybe that isn't something for them and they need to look at something else. So there's no judgment about the type of relationships or anything like that. Let me know down in the comment section if this sort of video is something you'd like to see more of. There's the Colleen Ballinger scandal that has gripped YouTube recently, and it's unbelievable what's actually happening. But if you would like me to pull the cards and see what the tarot and my dragons and the Akashic records have got to say about that, then please let me know down below, because again, it's something I've been really interested in. So if you want to see videos like that, just let me know down below in the comments section. Also, while you're there, hit that subscribe bell, do all the YouTubey things. And don't forget, I go live each and every Tuesday evening and Sunday evening at 7 p.m. UK time. So if you'd like a free tarot reading, come and join me then. If you'd like a longer tarot reading, 7 cards plus, all you need to do is donate on that live and I'll make that happen. But that's going to be it for me. There should be a card coming up there with a podcast playlist and one there that YouTube thinks that you want to watch. But that is it for me today. And as I always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.